What's up, shots fired gamers? It is I, Casual Speedrun, here to bring you Siren any percent once again. I am joined by Mattmatt here. Mattmatt the gamer.
Hello.
Alright, time is gonna start.
Who's never played this game? Never in my life.
You should, dude, you should. Just not the PAL version. Don't play the PAL version because it's weird. Like, a lot of the enemy cycles and the stamina management is different, so the speedrun's kind of weird. But yes, Siren, the classic horror video game Siren, not as popular in the West outside of Japan, but they know what it's about in Japan. This game is pretty good, so highly recommend. Let's get into it. Time's gonna start on new game. Let's go. So, TLDR on the plot. Basically, a village is cursed and dragged into the underworld because of a failed ritual meant to... Oh, gosh, where do I even start? They ate some sushi, okay? They ate some bad sushi. Like, thousands of years ago, they ate some bad sushi, and now they're paying the price for it in the same geographical location later, okay? The village is cursed. The plot of this game, and just everything that happens in this game is so unhinged and ridiculous and incredibly hard to explain, and you gotta play the game yourself to really get it, or just read, like, the Siren Maniac's Guide. Anyone who has played this game will know what I'm talking about. The plot is just, like, all over the place, and honestly, you can play through the entire game and have no idea what's going on the entire time. It takes
Isn't that what I basically said to you before we started? That I watched you play this game so many times and I still have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. I mean, it takes, not even watching all the cutscenes is enough. It takes, like, reading all of the archive items and connecting the dots yourself. And then there's also a website that explains some things that you have to decipher. An archive item, a piece of metal with letters written on it that you find in the game, teaches you how to, like, use a secret code to decipher another archive item that you find to find a website URL. Which is now decommissioned, it's now defunct.
I was gonna say, that's actually a really cool mechanic.
Yeah. I didn't... I wish I had found that earlier. But yeah. We're just
on
waiting
Wayback
for this lady
Machine?
to talk. It kind of works. You can't play, like, the Flash games that they used to have. I've tried using an emulator for it, but it just freezes in places. So we're using the sight jack feature, which is the main, like, unique mechanic of Siren. You can see through the eyes of other NPCs, our friendly escortee here, as well as enemies like that guy. You can just see his head right there. We use the sight jack to also skip text prompts that we would have to normally mash through right here, which is obviously slower real time. IGT does not count a lot of things, like using the triangle menu for actions. It does count this. No, all of time just proceeds when you're in the sight jack, which is why we do it. We don't want to get the text prompts. We want her to just go into her next phase. We also want to stand directly behind her so that when she 180s, you're right where she is facing, so she can start talking right away. Otherwise, she's gonna have to she does a 180, turns towards you, and then starts talking. You want to be directly behind her. Yeah, the plot of this... Oh, boy. An hour is not long enough. Or what is it, an hour 10, the estimate? Yeah, that's not long enough to explain the whole plot, I think. You gotta play the game yourself.
You basically summed it up pretty well.
Don't get the crash. Okay, good. There's a crash that can happen there if you time it just right. But if we're deliberately a little bit slow on it, we won't get the crash. Now we're going to use this to have her push us out. It's a little bit faster than going out ourselves. Because you get a text prompt that says, you can't leave without Hisako. But if you're in sight jack, you can't get that. She just pushes you out. Now we're going to skip a level that would normally take like 2 or 3 minutes. We're just going to run straight across the bridge, tank a shot to the dome, and get our escortee across the bridge without getting shot. Most of the protagonist players that you actually play as can take 1 bullet and survive. Most escortees, actually, I think almost all escortees except Yoriko. Oh, hold on, I didn't call her. 1 second. Let's retry that. I didn't time the call right. Right there. Okay. So if you time it just right, the sniper will never actually be able to get a shot on Yoriko, even though you're running right across the bridge. He'll see her, but it's too late. Yeah, we're good. We made it. Now we just run straight to the exit. Yoriko, I think, can, in some levels, tank a shot. If I remember that correctly. Not this level, though. But I think all other escortees, if they're shot, they die immediately. So you'll actually see a lot of that, us taking damage on purpose from a sniper, or even from a revolver guy in one situation, as the teacher later on. But we'll be taking some damage intentionally so that our escortee doesn't take damage. And in the case of the revolver guy, when you play as the teacher later, we'll actually just be taking that damage so that he doesn't chase us. If he stays and shoots... Oh, we got the backward stagger. That's the worst thing you can get. It's random. But yeah, anyway, if the school guy later on shoots, he won't chase you. So we do that on purpose. There's a lot of manipulating the game based on using just the enemy behaviors against them. That's a lot of the speed tech of Siren. Like, for instance, when an enemy shouts, you're able to run right by them, and we can time how many steps it takes before they're gonna shout. And so we do that a lot during the run.
How much RNG is in this run? A lot?
Yeah, actually. I would say there's two events that can each cost you a minute if you get the bad RNG outcome. And that is where Harumi decides to hide in the school. If she decides to hide in the toilet, cool. Awesome, you can just go collect her from the toilet, it's easy. If she decides to hide in the library, yeah. If she goes to the library, you just immediately lose a minute. Or it's like 50 seconds if the hall monitor guy is in the toilet. If he's in the hallway still, if no one's in the toilet, it's a minute. Just straight up. Lose that time. It's completely random. If there was some manip, that'd be fantastic, but there is nothing so far that we've discovered. Okay, so here the reason I'm kind of stutter-stepping is because our escortee behind us, Miyako, is actually blind. She's using the sight jack mechanic to follow you, and that can happen one of 2 different ways. Either by just going a certain number of steps and stutter-stepping and kind of waiting for her, which is the fastest way, or by looking directly at her. If you look directly at her, it's a little bit slower because she'll actually stop what she's doing, think about it again, try to find your sight again, and then start following you, which is obviously slower than just letting her go based on how many steps you've taken, and not actually turning and looking at her. So the timing here is pretty precise. She's being slow. Don't sit down. Is she sitting? No, she's right behind me. Okay, okay.
How can you tell where she is? Like, do you hear her?
Yeah, you have to hear her and also kind of just time it. Like, right here, you have to hear her. You have to make sure that she doesn't jump down there, because if she jumps down there, it's all messed up. Okay, I decided to just look at her, because it's already kind of messed up. We definitely... Really? That was not very many steps. She's being weird. Come on. So she was saying, look at me, basically. No, don't shout. Come on. Just climb up. Oh, he's going so slow. Come on, man. Alright. Pretty slow first part of this area. That's fine. Just gotta get Miyako to follow me. Okay. I'm gonna have to fight the lady right here, which is also fine. For the sake of safety for a marathon, I would probably just fight her anyway. But you can skip that lady pretty easily. If you're fast enough, if you've got like a perfect entry area before the gate, you can actually skip fighting the guy as well, the first guy we attacked. Back there. Man, she's being so slow. What? I'm looking at you! You can't make this up, man. She's actually like pulling out all the stops to show how bad it can be. No way.
I guess that's a good thing. You get to show off how bad it is anyway.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure. I totally wouldn't prefer if this was fast and smooth and I could PB and it would look good. But yeah, Miyako's super finicky. This level is... The way I would describe it is like, you can think you did it just fine, like perfectly, and then if you're running against good splits, you'll look and be like, oh, I actually lost 20 seconds. Like I'm gonna lose like 26 seconds, it looks like. No more actually, because she's taking forever. 30. Lost 30 seconds, 29.7 seconds. So yeah, just to give an idea, it degenerates really fast. If one little thing goes wrong, it multiplies. Another thing is gonna go wrong, unless you're able to recover it perfectly and get her like step back. Okay, so we're gonna wait 4 full breath cycles right here, and then start running. And the reason we do that is because there's a sniper looking at the end of this tunnel here, and if we run straight from the get-go, he'll actually shoot you. There's a maneuver you can do to dodge the bullet. You like sidestep and then shoot. You can do that. I'm not gonna do that. It barely saves time, because you have to stop and shoot the sniper, and then you have to come down here and shoot these guys anyway. Or dodge the bullet, which I'm also not gonna do, but that's actually not as hard as it looks. Dodging the bullet here is not bad, I would say. We're gonna bait a shot here. Nice and easy. Let Jack for a moment so that he's timed just right to turn towards the wall. This guy behind me I left alive because we actually opened the gate very slightly faster if we have an enemy in pursuit. It's a little manca because he's, as you can hear, he's like popping off back there.
What do you pause sometimes for after you shoot?
So the reason you do that is it resets the rifle aiming animation. I'll show it off on when we do mission 2 here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes back to this level to do mission 2. It's a different set of requirements in the same level as the same character. But the reason you do that triangle cancel, so what you're doing is actually opening the triangle menu and then shouting, because the shout animation interrupts the animation of him putting the rifle back on his shoulder, which takes like a second and a half before you can start running. It's really slow. And so for IGT, which doesn't count the triangle menu, you bleed a few frames both times when you open and close the triangle menu. You'll like bleed a few frames into IGT loss. But for real time, it is even still faster. If you're fast with the shout cancel, it's actually faster for both to do a shout cancel and,
so the game does
right away.
So the game does actually pause.
Yeah, the IGT in this game is really good. We use it to rank the speedruns on the leaderboard. It does not include cutscenes, it does not include the pause menu, it does not include the triangle pause menu, but you do, like, bleed a few frames if you open it, when you open and close the menu. Okay, so we baited 4 shots here. We're gonna tank the 5th shot to the dome ski. Run just past him and then stutter step, hopefully. That's been really consistent for me ever since I've started doing it that way. There we go. Tomoko has run past the guy. Sometimes she does like this Ashley Graham thing where she'll like crouch down or like freak out and you won't be able to get her. So now we just escape the level without her. Sorry, Tomoko. Maybe next time in 100% we'll go back for her. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of intentional damage taking. Like, you're gonna see more here. I will get shot. Almost certainly I will get shot once. Hopefully not twice, because getting shot plus any other damage kills you. And you do regen health, but it's very slow. Enemies regen health faster. Some enemies regen health really fast. Like mini-boss enemies. Those don't happen until later.
Regen health?
Yeah. And they also get back up after you kill them. They get back up. Some of them really fast. Okay, I'm gonna shout here. I don't think I'm gonna get the stomp. Shout here so this lady takes off and yells. We can get right past her. Hopefully our stomping here, our loud running, is enough to alert this lady. Yes, we got that red kind of blink right there on the screen. I'm gonna back up, actually. Take it nice and safe. Okay. Get past her while she yells. Now we're gonna do kind of a complicated maneuver here. We're gonna use the shout button to push this guy to the side a little bit. And the way that works is when you raise your arm to shout, it actually like makes your hitbox a little bit bigger, and it pushes enemies to and other NPCs to the side a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go for a risky strat here. Let me focus. Yes. Okay, I think I got it. Yep, that's it. Easy. So what we did there is we ran towards the wall, letting him see us so that he would start to aim his rifle, then catch him in the animation of putting the rifle back because we go close enough to the wall that he can't see us anymore. Then we go away from the wall so that we can smack him. It's actually, that's one of the hardest things to do in the run, in my opinion. In any percent, anyway. 100% gets way more gnarly. Okay. I don't know why this is still on my screen, but we're gonna also shout push past this guy, just like the last level. Kind of giving it a second there. There we go. Whereas in the first one, we want to kind of spam 2 or maybe 3, maybe even 4 of them really quick. Here, you want to, like, kind of let it breathe. Just, it depends on the conditions of, like, what are the barriers around you. That guy normally is, like, directly planted in your way. You cannot run past him. You cannot run past him. It is impossible. Not even if you were yelling. Not even if he were shouting. Not even if he's reloading. Nothing, right? It doesn't matter. But if you shout push past him, you can get past him. Okay, we also got shot. Okay, Pistol Poo-Poo Head. Cronius came up with that name. I think it's very accurate. All of the enemies in this game who have the power to end your run have nicknames. And once we get past the transformation in the late game, lore-wise, all of the enemies begin to transform about halfway through the game. Maybe a little more than halfway through the game. The enemies start to transform into some more creature forms, resembling people less and less, basically. But it
have you
leads
ran
to some...
Blood Curse yet?
Do what? I did what?
Have you run Blood Curse yet?
I've not run Blood Curse. I know the speedrun route, because I've verified a million runs. I've watched a ton of runs. 100% and any percent. I would run 100%. My PS3 actually just kind of died.
Oh, is that why you're using your PS2 right now?
Yeah. Okay, so this level's kind of hard. I'm gonna mostly focus. We're taking out 2 enemies here. We've got Risa, our escortee, behind us. We're gonna do kind of a complicated maneuver here where we're going to get beta shot from this guy, but not really. Hopefully he hits this post. Okay, good. Otherwise we'd have to do the backup. Okay, so I'm gonna hide behind this tree. Wait until the green cross shows up. That'd be Risa catching up with us. Okay, now we're gonna take off running. Tell her to go inside of this building. Good, we were able to get right around her. That'd be really good in 100%, because we can grab stuff with all that extra time. Okay, I'm gonna shout so that this guy aims at me. Okay, good. No! I was too fast. Wait, I've never had that happen before, actually. I called her... I guess I called her too... I was too fast and called her too early. Or not too fast, right? But, like... I was sufficiently fast and called her too early, and the combination of those things, the guy was still in the way. I've actually never had that happen before. That's okay. It's not a huge deal. This level's pretty fast. Yeah, there we go, first death. Honestly, this level's understandable. This is... it depends on what you consider, like, a reset point. I would say this is probably the first big reset point in the run. Unless you're going for the bullet dodge in the rifle level, then that's probably the first big reset point.
Doesn't seem like that much time lost though.
Nah, it's not too bad. It'll be like a minute, a little over a minute. Actually, not even, because that includes like the load time and all that. Real time. Okay, that should be fine. So yeah, that kind of conveys a theme that you'll notice throughout the Siren speedrun if you do the run yourself, or if you watch runners do runs where they would actually reset, like I would have reset there. You'll notice that the mistake is very disproportional to the outcome, the penalty. You can make really tiny mistakes and have the outcome be catastrophic, like a minute lost, you know? So, and that happens a lot. There's a lot of that in the run, and very little, I would say, mistakes that you can make that are proportionate, that besides things like bonking, things that are super small. Most of the big manips and skips and all of the things that like look cool are really easy to mess up, and if you mess them up, the effect is catastrophic. Like if you get hit here instead of getting that yell, most of the time it's gonna fall apart. You're gonna die. So we have to come back this way, so we're killing both of them here, so we don't have to deal with the other guy on our way back. We don't do the triangle cancel here because we have to wait for this guy to die so we can get the key. If we do everything right, we're actually done shooting for the rest of the level. I might shoot the sniper just because marathon safety. He hit me. I'm gonna probably shoot the sniper. Not that sniper. This guy we can ignore. That sniper ahead of us. The one that actually matters. I'm gonna wait here for a second, actually, because I got hit. Now I'm definitely gonna have to shoot the sniper. Okay, let's do it. Got him. That was close. He was aiming. He was about to shoot me. And for those of you who haven't played the game, well, why do I even bother? There's no explaining the aiming in this game and just how bad it is and hard it is to anyone who hasn't played the game. The aiming is not like your normal shooter game where you just press a direction on the stick and the reticle moves that direction, right? No. In this game, it snaps back into place. You have to hold it in that direction and drag it in a direction to move it. It's, interesting. Unique. It's unique. It's quirky. That's a good word for it. Quirky. It's a quirky feature. Let me get a little water here.
That's one thing I hate about doing marathon runs. It ruins my throat.
Yeah. I'm not drinking any water during most of them. And talking a million words a minute. Okay, so whether we get
when you
here
watch...
or not... Okay, we didn't get hit here. Sorry, go ahead. There's nothing happening.
I was just going to say, when you watch a run of this game, like, from the outside looking in, it looks quite simple, but then when you actually know all the intricacies to the run, it makes it seem really complicated. But if you're just watching it, it looks very simple, is what I'm saying.
I would agree, yeah. Like right here, I can never explain just how tight that is. And so you actually don't, you're not able to grab this if you mess that up by like just moments, like pieces of a second. Because this guy, we actually got the fast one where you don't get hit by the guy at the very beginning, the shovel guy, which means you're gonna be early getting to this guy back here who I just juked. And that makes it way harder because basically that means that you have to grab the backpack within the tail end of his shout. Because you can do things like turn this button on, grab that backpack. You can do stuff like that while an enemy is shouting, but otherwise you can't do it. If they're pursuing you, it'll say at the bottom, there's no time for that. And that's it. I'm gonna let this guy grab me so that the sniper doesn't hear him yell, so he's not yelling. So we're home free.
Yeah, see, like, from watching that, it would look so simple. But then you explaining how tight it is, that's...
Yeah, this run is
really
actually
insane.
cracked. It's like, it's... I wish I could say that I've contributed a lot, but I've contributed a little bit to, like, little bits here and there in the route, but, and different strats, but the gamers who have come before me in this game are just epic geniuses who have come up with, like, just the most ridiculous, precise timings for things that would not work for the, you know, any of the several seconds surrounding those, like, that patch of, like, frames or whatever. Just like with any good speed game, you know? I mean, people who are cracked come in and just do, like, crazy, crazy stuff. And then that's the run, you know, and so you can't mess it up. Because you're running against people who are cracked. Like, the top runners in this game are crazy cracked.
I wouldn't have the patience for it, I'll tell you that.
I have to grab ammo. So, if we miss a shot there, I also have to get her in sight check to park her in position. I'm not sure why that works, but it works. I'm actually going to need to grab ammo. I didn't shoot the guy. I'm going to leave him. He can chill, as long as he doesn't shoot Yoriko, because she's best girl. Can't do it without her. Okay, I need a reload. I've only got one on the cylinder. I turn my flashlight off because it works both ways. The flying guy will see if we keep it on too long. So what happened there is we have a limited amount of ammo on this level. It's very limited, actually. It's just so that you have enough ammo to kill that guy there. If you kill him within 2 shots, you don't have to grab ammo. You can then just move on and proceed with the level as normal, kill the other guys on the floor, blah, 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 don't grab the ammo. But I missed a shot, which means we would not have enough ammo to kill this lady here. Oh, actually we would have, because we got the 2-shot kill instead of 3. But yeah, the ammo here is super, super tight. You can't miss shots, or else you have to grab the ammo from the car. Which, of course, loses time. So it was unfortunate that we missed the shot there. That's not RNG. That's really exact timing. You have to cut the difference between the guy turning around before he sees you. To get a sneak attack, they can't... Well, it's not really a sneak attack if they've seen you, right? So you have to cut the difference between him turning around and being about to see you and getting a good enough lock on him. Oh, I think he's gonna... He might shoot me a little too early here. Okay, no, I think... No, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're fine. Easy.
I still have no idea what's going on. It's a lot of... just a lot of random things happening.
Okay. So what happened there is we lined ourselves up just so that we can barely, like, acquire within our auto-aim the top of that guy's head. And then just take a shot at him until we hit him. Instead of doing the level normally, where we'd have to go all the way around the whole level, sneak up, wait for his cycle where he's looking towards the bridge, jump on the rooftop behind him, and then Glock him from a distance. No, we don't have time for that, man. There's no time, man. We have to go play as the teacher and get the RNG event.
Was that this part?
Yeah, we're here. Luckily, in any percent, we don't have to deal with the kid. We can just leave her here sniffling in the library. That's what she does. She sniffles. That's actually her stamina regen sound, is her sniffling / animation. That's what she does. Every character has their own thing. The teacher here goes, takes a very deep breath. The priest does the opposite. He goes, exhales a deep breath. The doctor massages his shoulders. The professor kind of grabs his hips and, like, adjusts his shoulders. Kyoya wipes his forehead of sweat. Everybody has their own thing. Okay, there we go. We regen stamina, she took her deep breath. You only need to wait for the very start of the animation and then you can cancel it. We're gonna retry checkpoint here, checkpoint abuse, so that we have recovered our health from getting shot. Because we can tank one shot, but never two. We can never tank... If you get shot and anything else hits you, you're dead. And we want this guy to shoot us. Check it out. If this guy shoots us, this is what I was talking about earlier in the run. I've even got my flashlight on. I want this guy to shoot me. Okay. That means he's going to take another shot right after I open this door. There. And he's not going to chase me into the gymnasium. That's the important thing. If he chases you into the gymnasium, you have a melee weapon now. We're picking up the crowbar, which is pretty powerful, but it's a big open gymnasium, and he has a ranged weapon. He's going to kill you, right? If you have to fight him in here, he's definitely going to kill you. So we don't want to do that. We just want him to stay out there. And if we get shot intentionally, he just chills. We don't need to worry about it.
Ooh, it's your remote.
The what?
The guy's face is your remote.
Oh yeah, I think that's Bonesaw. Bonesaw also had that as an emote ages ago, or he probably still does. But I know he used to run Siren. Okay, so let's see what we got. Do we have any gamers? Okay, the Shibito, the enemy, is in the toilet, which is the second worst. I wouldn't say second best, because there's only one best, which is Harumi in the toilet. What the... Ma'am? So, Harumi is up here in the library, so we basically just lost... Oop, I ran past it. So we just lost 50 seconds, essentially. Just due to RNG. But the guy was in the toilet, which means we don't have to fight him. So it's not as bad as nobody being in the toilet, because then we have to fight the guy as well. Okay. See how she kind of like raised the flashlight up and then threw her arm back down? Her raising the flashlight up is like the first few frames of her animation to regen stamina. Alright, where's the dude? Let's fight. You and me. Fisticuffs. We're fighting him again. This guy becomes Squidward later. School sucks. Okay, and that's the school. We will be back here for mission 2. There are 2 RNG events. I love it. It would be awesome if we could cut one of those out somehow with routing, using Acheon's ancient scrolls. Acheon did a lot of no-clip testing to find out which mission 2s you can activate early, and one of them is the skip that we now use in the level after this one, to skip like 20 minutes of gameplay. This level has 2 different strats you can use. One of them is extremely risky, and in my opinion, the hardest thing to do in the game, except dodge the bullets. Once you get to that level, then it trivializes everything else. One of them is not that hard, but the rest are really hard to dodge bullets. The strat here is really hard, so I'm a piggy banker for life. I just smashed the piggy bank on the floor. This guy's pissed because his life savings just got spilled, and now we can just come in here and smack him. Whereas normally it's easy clap. He's 100% of the time is going to kill you. If you try to open the door normally, he'll just kill you. No contest. The fast strat consists of having to abuse the fact that you get a faster door open animation when you're being chased, but you have to time the chase just exactly so that you don't get shot by the sniper, you don't get the guy chasing you to follow you into the kitchen because then you're going to die, and you get in there fast enough to get a power attack that's very important on the officer, because if you just chain, you won't have time to chain quick attacks. He draws and fires faster than every other enemy in the game. So it's so ridiculously precise, I don't even bother with it. In IGT, you only lose 3 seconds by going piggy bank, so that's what I do. Okay, so right there, we wait for that guy to go past us, and then we stomp just far away from him, just far enough away from him that he can hear us, but he won't see us when we come back here. See, there he is in the hall, kind of looking around like, what was that? We want him there because when we come back downstairs, he'll be in the far corner instead of right up in our business. where we would have to fight him, and then probably also fight Senor Glockman, who is also a resident of this house now. They've all kind of just moved in. The whole squatter thing is kind of a crazy problem in America right now. Can we talk about... No, let's not talk about that. I'm just like, my mind is just blown when I hear about these stories of like homeowners being discharged from their own homes by the police because they try to eject people who don't actually live there. Like, they do live there, but they don't own the house. They have no, like, legal authority to be there. It's like, it's crazy. Wild. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Is the skip coming up soon?
This is it right here. We're gonna leave Miyako behind. Normally the strat that you would do here in like in True End or Old Any Percent or 100%, the strat here is really hard, but this puts everything else to shame. This is the hardest thing that we do in any percent until you get to the harder bullet dodges. Then those are like ridiculous. Because you're literally dodging the bullets for imperfect. It's cutting it a little close, so we're trying to get her to open this door for us. Shibito will all have the power to open locked doors that we can't open. Behind this door is a mission objective 2 completion that would be very early since we haven't even unlocked mission objective 2 for this level yet. That's fine, as long... Good, she's not yelling. Okay, so we need to get her to follow us to that doorstep and then have enough aggression, I guess is one way to put it. Have enough aggro that she still wants to pursue us and she opens up that door. We're trying to get her last known position of us to be inside of that house. We're trying to make her think that we're in there. That looked pretty good. She's not going for it. It's okay. This saves literally 20 minutes, so even if you have to set it up, you know, 20 times, it's fine.
It's crazy to me that a game like this has to skip that big.
I know, for years the run just did not include anything like that, but here we are now. It kind of sucks because runs die here all the time. Like I was saying in practice before, if this game was like if speedruns were like Dark Souls, where you could see the red puddles of like warriors who have fallen here and how they died, you would just see people like just standing over by this tree and hitting reset because the lady didn't open the door. Probably more than any other single split in the run at this point. There are a ton of close shaves in this run, even when I'm doing it kind of marathon safe like this. Yes, okay, we got it, finally. So she's opening it. She thinks I'm in there, so she's opening up the door for us. How kind. She's even going to give us a hand getting in there. Thank you. Knocks us in. And now we're finally done. What was that, 4th try?
Better than 10.
Yeah. Yeah, in a normal run, that'd probably be a reset right there. But for no reset conditions, obviously, it's actually not that bad. It only takes about 15-20 seconds to set it up each time. So it's not too much time loss.
Have you tried just like clipping through the wall? Come on.
I have tried clipping through walls in this game. There's only one place where I've been able to do any kind of out-of-bounds anything. Okay, so we're waiting for this lady here. This is an auto-scroller. So I have experimented a little bit trying to do out-of-bounds in this game, and it's really hard. You can't... I've never myself been able to go out of bounds. You can, obviously, using, like, emulator, you know? Debug emulator stuff, but you can't do that on console, at least so far. The closest I've gotten was pushing an enemy very slightly into the wall using a door, and it's only a very specific type of enemy, the crawling enemies. So I guess it could be either of the crawling enemies, the spider or the dog. In this case, it was a dog. A dog chased me to the Gojaku Peak mine shaft number 5, and which is the one that we don't use in any percent at all. We come in through one, yes, Shimura, but anyway, so you can push one of the dogs into the wall a little bit, if you line it up just right and open the door right as they're like trying to attack you, you can push them into the wall. And they'll like clip into the wall a little bit, but then once you open the door, they like get pushed right back out. So
That sounds like a challenge to me, to be honest.
yeah, have at it. I would love to be able to get some out of bounds going in this game. That'd be sick.
Would it actually be useful though? There's no point in me like trying to get out of bounds if it's not going to do.
Well, okay, so it would actually be pretty useful. So that mission that we did right before the level with the skip, where we kill the police officer, if we could do that early, like 15 minutes earlier as the same guy on the same level, but during his mission 1, if we could, because the officer is in there eating his food. The ID, I think, is actually also in there, but the doors are locked. Like, locked, you can't get in. If there was some way to just get to clip in there, it's not even the right type of door, though. The metal door that opens out, these are sliding doors. I don't know if those can be used to push anything out of bounds. Maybe they can. For all I know, you can walk right out of bounds in some places. I don't know. I doubt it, though, because I'm sure Akeon messed around with that a lot. I've messed around with that a lot, I'm sure. Chinkayuchi has.
But I love Akeon. He is an amazing glitch hunter, but dude, like, he picked up Blade 2 years ago and couldn't find anything in it, dude. And then look at me. I completely broke the game. So you never know. It's all about different people trying stuff. Like, if one person tries something and another person tries something different.
Oh shit, she's not yelling.
Button heads.
I have to retry checkpoint. That's fine, we gotta check whether. Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to
I was basically done anyway. Just, you know, someone can play a game and find nothing, and then another person can play the same game and find everything.
That's true.
Like with Blade 2, obviously I found tons of skips and out of bounds. Fear 3 is another prime example of a game that had a run that was glitchless since it came out. And then I started playing it and I found a bunch of skips. Like, it's just different people try different things. So let's say like one person's playing a game and they're saying like, well, you won't find anything, it's not possible, I've tried everything. They haven't tried everything.
I bumped into the bush, dude.
I'm just distracting you with my rambling.
No, I've done this enough times that I should, like, I can talk during this and listen during this. I just messed it up because I went a little too early and I tried to cut it super wide. I tried to make it wider than it should have been. That's okay. It's not a huge time loss. It's just a little bit.
I'm just thinking about what you said.
What? I bumped into the bush?
No. Wait, hang on.
Oh,
wait, what did you say again?
This is too tight. No, I'm gonna mess it up. Oh, okay. She almost caught us, but we got it. That's fine.
Oh yeah, I made it wider than it should have been. That's what she said.
After I bumped into the bush. Oh, check please. Ooh. No, yeah, you're right. I mean, people had been running SOCOM for years before I started running, and there were no glitches. There were just no glitches. There wasn't even a glitched category. You know?
But we said that everyone tries different things. So if one person can't find anything, that doesn't mean someone else can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's true. The glitches had already been found. Most of the stuff had already been found by people. Most of the glitches that I routed into the run were just things I found in the ancient scrolls, the old, like, online forums from, like, 2002. You know, some person complaining, like, oh, man, this game sucks. I was able to just walk out of bounds. There's only one spot where you can do that in the game, as far as we know, but you can just, like, walk right out of bounds. Or not walk, you have to, like, crouch down, kind of weird, but yeah, you don't even have to do a funny trick. And then there's And then there's shit that, like, how
the
did
zipping
anyone
stuff.
ever find this? Like, if the ledge glitch stayed in SOCOM, how we teleport, you have to, it's very specific. You have to crouch, hold triangle, while you're climbing up a ledge. Oops. Hold triangle while you're climbing up a ledge. Drop down off the ledge, then let go of triangle, and then do some, like, lean to the left or lean to the right and fire, and you'll teleport. Like,
That's a very specific combination of buttons.
yeah, and then there's stuff that's a little more like, oh, you can totally just happen across this, like the wrong ladder. If you turn around immediately, like you 180 immediately after climbing a ladder, you can't be pointing your rifle. You have to be holding it casually. Turn around, climb down, and then mash the X button, the action button, as you're turning away from the ladder once you're back at the bottom, and you will actually climb the ladder again, but in reverse and down into the ground. It looks hilarious. And that, you're just out of bounds. As long as you stay that low, right? If you come into some of the game that's, like, higher than that, then you'll pop back up into... Harumi's in the library again. So we can tell that because he's looking towards the direction of the toilet, and there's no green cross there. That just means she's upstairs. She's not in his field of view, therefore she's upstairs. Which kind of sucks. So we've got 2 library Harumis in this run. So we got double worst RNG events. Or actually, we got the second worst in the first one. Let's see what we get this time. So
I mean, it's just marathon luck, dude.
It is, honestly. We also died as Harumi. We had 1 other death, so it's not too bad. Still a decent run.
Is it on pace for underestimate?
We're on pace for under an hour. So, and that's
from what you were telling me before, when you had like a 10, what was it, 104, 106? I can't remember what you said. Or was that? That would have been real time, right?
Yeah. My practice, yeah, yesterday I did, what am I running against now? 56? 58? Yeah, 58. So that's what I got yesterday, which is decent. I got another sub 1 yesterday as well, but slower. Another 58, I think, actually. So yeah, this could still sub 1, actually. I can't resist. School sucks. Fire alarm's going now for eternity.
What does that actually do?
So, casually, that's how you get around the lady upstairs. And even in the speedrun, you could, if you're not confident running past the, or, like, stutter walking past the lady, you can just do that, and then do the casual strat, and just go around her. It draws the lady down to the end of the hall towards the fire alarm, and she turns it off. And you can, meanwhile, hide in the classrooms and sneak around her. Okay, let's get the bingo. Good. Okay, that's Simon. We've got Garfunkel down there on the other side of the room, his twin brother. Hopefully Garfunkel's a gentleman and helps the esteemed lady here off of the ladder. Chivalry isn't dead, gentlemen. We're gonna mash X to try to get off the ladder. That's the non-action button in JP version, in the Japanese version. We got the good Garfunkel. He knocked us right off the ladder faster than our animation would even take us off of there. So that's the good Garfunkel. The worst one, which I got last night on this PB I'm running against, or on the Splits PB. It's not my actual PB, because PS2. But that run, I got the worst Garfunkel, where he ignores you until you're already off the ladder, and then he comes and hits you, and gets in your way, so you have to shoot. I'm just gonna Glock this guy. Normally, we run past both of them and shoot this third guy back here. I'm actually going to take the opportunity to shoot Squidward, because that kills everyone. Meaning, we won't have to deal with anyone else for the rest of the level. So only when the opportunity presents itself like that, they got stuck on each other, that's when you'll want to go for just killing Squidward, instead of just shooting the end of hall guy like normal. This guy pursued me all the way up here. Nice. Very tenacious. Nice bonk. That was a pretty good example of... That one's kind of justified, I guess, but... Alright, Garfunkel's right in our way. We may have to shoot. Well, it wouldn't be called Shots Fired Marathon without a little gunfire, right? But we are able to get past him. Okay, we can get a good look at Squidward here. There he is.
Oh, so why has he got that on his head?
So halfway through the game, a little more than like halfway through the game, the enemies begin to transform. Okay? They're being overtaken by the sea. And so a lot of the creatures are like sea creature themed, and some of them are not, though. Some of them are like... Okay, one of them looks like a beetle, but it's a dog. Like, it's called Inu Shibito in Japanese, and Inu means dog. So, okay, fine, it's a dog, sure. The other one kind of looks like a spider and is a spider. These guys. Their head is twisted backwards. They make webs like this, out of, like, wire, so that they can crawl around on the walls, because that just feels natural to them now, I guess. You know.
Pretty weird. Wild.
Alright, let's see what kind of Garfunkel behavior we got. Oh, we got the double reset Garfunkel. Shit, I'm gonna have to shoot. Get away, creature. Bummer. So that's, like, not the worst thing you can get from Garfunkel. Well... Actually, yeah, that was, like, the worst Garfunkel, basically. There's also, like, a slight variation of that where you have to kill him because he's, like, right packed in your way when you're trying to run away from the ladder. But yeah, that right there is basically the worst Garfunkel you can get because you have to shoot. Do a little dab maneuver. That's her regen stamina animation. What am I doing? It's mission 2. What? I messed it up because I killed Squidward on the last one. Okay. I confused myself. That's not a huge deal. Just avoid this dude. We're gonna go kill Squidward now. I'm actually gonna reload because I had to fire in the gymnasium.
How many hits can you take before you die from, like, being hit?
It varies based on which character you're playing as and what kind of enemy hits you. And even within what kind of enemy, some of them are, like, special. Some of them, like, one of the snipers, for example, will always kill you in one hit no matter what, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it depends on enemy, it depends on character, and it depends on how rapidly you're hit, because you're regenning health even while you're under attack, even though it's very slow. I already grabbed this. Yes. From these guys, 3 direct hits, right? Like, getting hit 3 times in a row, it will kill you. Will kill her.
Right.
That's true of most of the player characters. I think some of them take 4 hits from this guy to kill. I think. Alright, Garfunkel, are you in my way? No. Cool. Now, I'm actually eager to see if what the time is going to be on this. I want to see if it's going to be a sub 1 or not. Okay. We're in the end game. There's only 3 levels left. A mission 1 and mission 2 on the same level, and then finally we play as the little girl at the end and escape from the underworld. However, everyone else will be trapped.
Is that like the bad ending?
Basically, yeah. It's not like you have the option of a good ending yet. You have to true end the game to get the good ending. But then there's a best ending, which is 100%ing the game. My timing was a little weird. Okay, I think we're still good. We should still be fine. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Glad I
Isn't this like the
practiced
same
earlier.
level that you were like at the very start?
Yeah. It's the
Is there
same
no way you
area,
could do a
same
master
character.
skip?
Yeah. No, this is the tutorial level. From when you learn to use the sight jack. The second tutorial, I guess I should say.
You can't skip to like this level from that one.
No. Because the level design itself is completely different.
I feel like we've had this conversation before, and that's just like deja vu. I know you talked about this level changing later
Yeah.
in the game.
So look, see how everything's all like messed up now? Everything's all boarded up. This wall didn't exist before. They're building it into a nest, right? For the alien creature that you don't even get to see in any percent. That's why I don't really like to talk too much about the plot, because you don't even, like, in any percent, a lot of the plot is still missing. A lot of the plot of the game is still missing because you're not even killing the final boss. You're not playing the real end game where you find out what's going on. You're only getting to the point where the alien god is brought back, but he's incomplete. You get to the point where Harumi, what ends the game, right, is Harumi escapes back into the real world, and that's how you get the any percent ending. You get the credits from that. Because technically, it's over. The one survivor who was ever gonna survive is out. So, it's over. But you're only like halfway done playing the game at that point. The true end, you have a lot more levels to play through. A lot more of the plot reveals itself, and you get to fight the final boss, which is a 2-part final boss. It's pretty challenging, actually. It's a decently challenging final boss. It's not that bad.
How long is true ending compared to 100%?
About twice the length. So it's within 30 minutes of 100%. So for me, I'm never gonna run true end. I'm just gonna run 100%. Oh shoot, she followed me all the way here. I didn't mean to let her do that. Okay, we're gonna bait 5 shots. This one's a little harder than the others, so I'm gonna focus. Okay. Sneak attack.
You do more damage to them. I don't know that.
Yeah. And this sniper, for some reason, this sniper is actually weaker. He only takes 1 quick attack and 1 power attack. Normally you need a power quick to kill most enemies. This lady, for example, I can kill power, quick. Some enemies require 2 powers, 2 quicks. Like the gun guy on this level earlier, day 1, 7 AM. That guy who's here, he'll take 2 powers and 2 quicks. Okay, we're kind of waiting for Yoriko here. Plus we can get the good fight over here, back behind cover. There's a sniper over in this area ahead of us. So if we can, we want to fight this guy right here. So if you're a little slow coming through the level, it's not too bad because you're able to fight that guy in a much safer spot. Oh, Yoriko, just run. Seriously, she had all the time in the world, dude. Okay, that you could basically chalk up to just RNG.
Isn't that a lot of time loss?
That is a lot of time. It's not going to be a sub 1 now just because of that.
That's
Well,
like, what, 3
no,
minutes?
Actually, Yeah, we have to replay the level completely. Because you can't go back and fight the sniper, there's no way. I mean, we could bait the shots, but that's probably slower
It's
than
just
doing it
marathon
this
luck,
way.
dude.
Basically, yeah, that's happened to me before, but it's so rare. I can't believe that just happened. She just froze somewhere and didn't run. And then just stood out in the open.
Well, since you got to do this again, I'll tell you a funny story. So, I had to... So I've only ever had to kill one marathon run. And it was like the worst thing imaginable, okay? So you know Hackathon?
By Hecky?
Well, it's named after him, but he helps run it, yeah, but that one. Right. So me and Hecky were doing Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel co-op run, right? The estimate's like 2 hours and 10 minutes, something like that. And that game has a lot of stuff that can just happen randomly. And I'll put it into perspective. We had to kill the run within 25-30 minutes.
Really?
And the run's 2 hours, yeah. So literally everything that could go wrong with the game happened. So if I can remember correctly, on the first load screen that you get in the game when you finish, I can't remember what it is, but on this specific load screen the game has a chance to just not load when you restart the checkpoint. That happened twice, so we had to restart the game, load in twice. That lost about 5 minutes, right? And then I couldn't get the skip we were meant to be doing. That took me like 3 tries or something like that, so that's a couple minutes gone. And then the run was like going bad, and then there's another thing that can happen. In the second level, when you run up this street, my game just has a chance to freeze if I'm too quick, and it froze. So that was like another 4 minutes, so we were already about 12 minutes behind where we should have been. Literally.
Damn.
So everything that could have gone wrong that the game does, it just did all of it. Every single thing that it... And I remember us saying before it started, I can't remember what I said. But I basically jinxed it. So yeah, so that's the only speedrun I've ever had to kill for a marathon, and it was the worst thing that could have ever happened. 30 minutes into a 2-hour run, and we had to kill it already. Because we just wouldn't have even been close to estimate at that point because of how much stuff else we had to do. Like, it's just no. So yeah, if you don't worry if you have to have a bad run, because that one was the worst thing I've ever seen. I actually have a video that I made on my YouTube of like a montage of it because it's just that funny. I'll send it to you after, and then you can see how bad it is.
Yep, that's what you gotta do in life, man. If you can't laugh, you're gonna cry. Gotta lean into it, and shit like that happens.
It was just funny. Like, I couldn't even be angry because it was just that funny, dude. Like, but that game's like actually quite difficult to run well, because you also have to like do these like wall clips that are kind of random, where you basically stand on top of your partner's head as you revive them while they're spinning in circles. So they're spinning around on the floor. And then you have to time reviving them, so when they spin, it will turn you into the wall and out of bounds. It's so dumb.
Wow.
But it's like quite cool to look at. But yeah, I don't even think we got to do any of that because we had to kill it before that point even happened. So,
well, time is coming up in about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's time.
Og. Did I just like talk over you while you were doing the last level? My bad.
No, you're good. GG.
Still underestimate. Let's go.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm okay with that, considering it was double toilet, a few deaths, like 4th try Tabori, and still well under estimate. That's a healthy estimate for PS2, is what that tells
Is
me.
it even
10.
possible to get a perfect run of this game without something going wrong?
Watch the any % world record, man. That is as close to perfect as it's gonna get. Legit.
Really? So you got like both perfect RNGs and everything?
Yeah. Whoa. Well, dude, they dodged all the bullets you can dodge in the game. Like, they don't do the setups. Now the Gates of Paradise will open. Platinum doesn't do the setups on the sniper level where you, like, wait for the guy and then bait the shot and all that. He just dodges the bullet. That, to be fair, that one's not even hard. The one at the beginning of the game where you run across the bridge, he dodges that bullet. That's hard. I don't know if any of I've never seen anyone else dodge that bullet. I've never done it. I don't know if Cronius has done that, or Shinkaiuchu, or Michi. I don't know if anyone else has even done that.
Can you even like no damage this game?
Oh yeah, Shinkaiuchu has done no damage of this game several times. He's even done Siren 2 on hard mode, no damage, once. But then he got damaged in Blood Curse. He took 1 damage in Blood Curse. He was doing a trilogy attempt. All 3 games, no damage, and he actually got through Siren 2 with no damage, which had never happened before. 100%, by the way, of all 3 games. And in Siren 2, that's like 5 hours in Siren 2. 5 hours. 5 hours of Siren 2 hard mode. Like, what?
The only thing like that I've ever done is beat Shadow Man Permadeath, which,
yeah,
I mean, is
that
not
game.
that hard. I mean, it is hard, but like, you like, I don't know, compared to something like taking no damage, like I couldn't do that on that. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, in this game
That
there
was,
is.
that was a. I was gonna say that was a good one.
Thank you. It was all right. You guys want to read the fortune real quick? Let me save for my IGT, and then I'll read the fortune, and then we'll call it done for the night. I'm betting a 43. This is a 43 or a 44. 43.30.
What's your PBIGT?
My PBIGT is 35.27, but I was not recording that. I was upstate at my grandparents' place, and I brought my PS2, and yeah, it was a pretty decent run, but I want like a 33 at this point. Let me think.
And what's world record? Like 20.
37. No, 32. 32. No, it's a 31. Is it 31 something? Oh my god. That is wild. Shinkaiuchu has a 32. Cronius and Michi have 35s. I would like a 32 or a 33. That's my goal for running the game.
Get world record, man.
Yeah, teach me how to
Don't
dodge the
stop till you're
bullet.
on the top.
And then I'll do it. If I could actually get that strat, then I might go for it, because I mean, it just has to be so like Taz level perfect to get to that level. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's check our fortune here. I did not make a prediction. Oh well. It's bad. Yo, what up, Cronius? Thanks for the raid. It is bad. It's bad. The dark and narrow path must be traversed by the faint moonlight. That which you desire requires patience. He whom you await may not appear. That which was lost is still hidden. Journeys will wear down your souls. Unexpected disaster awaits in trade. Scholarly pursuits will be hindered. Be selective in feuds and quarrels. Illusions may cloud love affairs. Illness is severe. Gather your family. No chance of marriage in sight. And that's it. So we got the bad. We got the bad. This doesn't affect the run or anything. It's either good, bad, very good, or very bad. And this time we got bad. So, is what it is.
I can't read any of that.
Me neither. I just have a command that I type in ! bad, and that's how I know what it says. I can read from the English version.
Oh, I thought you were just reading it off the screen. I was like, what
no
the fuck?
way. Yeah, right. I can read the bottom. It's Mizu Hiruko Jingu, I think. Shrine. Anyway. Alright. That's all, guys. Thank you, Matt, for joining me, man. I really appreciate you, and it was a lot of fun just riffing and talking about the game and talking about shots fired.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about this game, so I'm not very much help to that.
Yeah. Well, it was great having you in any case. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've all enjoyed this very special edition of Shots Fired Marathon, and we'll see you next time.